for January 16th, coming to you from Meadow Mill. I'm Amanda, and this is Alan. You can join us here every Tuesday at 12:30 for your weekly news roundup and a discussion of current events. Please feel free to comment and ask us questions in the field below. Alan, guess what?
What's that?
It's National Do Nothing Day.
Wow.
I know.
That.
I love it. How are you going to celebrate?
Probably by working.
Oh.
A little bit.
Oh.
Maybe I'll taper off a little bit.
Just to
in deference to the
partake.
holiday.
Yeah. So
Who decides these things, by the way?
The
Clark?
world. No. So this one
Who
was actually decided by some guy in the 70s because he wanted a day where we didn't have to celebrate or commemorate anything.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if my boss lets me get away with it. I might try to do nothing for the rest of the day, just to honor it.
Okay.
I probably can't. I thought I'd just put that out there. So yesterday was obviously MLK Day.
Yes, it was.
Which we were commemorating and honoring as best as all of us could. So there was a ton of stuff going on around town, including that on again, off again parade, which did take place. Mm-hmm. We have a story up now at jmoreliving.com about an interfaith event in Baltimore County that used the occasion as a call for unity. Right.
Simone did a great job on that.
So go to jmoreliving.com to check that out. And then we've got this terrible MLK-related story from Virginia.
Yes, racist anti-Semitic flyers were dropped in Virginia before MLK Day. They were published by the Ku Klux Klan and were delivered on the doorsteps of homes in Leesburg, Virginia, over the weekend.
Lovely,
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not too far away, too.
No, right down the road. I go shopping in Leesburg sometimes. It doesn't even seem like a scary place.
Incredible. Incredible. One of the flyers reads, "Join the United States Army and fight for Israel."
Okay.
The caricature shows an American soldier standing in front of a balding, bulbous-nosed man in plaid shorts holding an Israeli flag. It also accuses Jews of controlling the media and provides a list of, quote, high-ranking Jews who control the media.
Like, we've never heard that one before. Yeah. They need new material over at the KKK.
Need to be a little bit more original. Another flyer reads, "On Martin Luther King Day, you are honoring a communist, alcoholic pervert."
Who knew?
Wow.
Shocker.
The flyer is addressed to loyal white knights and provides a web address for the KKK. Police told local media that there is no indication that any of the households who received the flyers were specifically targeted. It is believed that the flyers were distributed over the weekend due to the MLK Day observance. Last Halloween, Leesburg residents received bags filled with candy and messages warning of white extinction. Those messages villainized African Americans, Jews, and liberals, and included the insignia for the loyal white knights of the Ku Klux Klan. Now, something like this happened, I think, in Harford County last year, too.
Right.
So, in a perfectly pleasant neighborhood that nobody had any...
I mean, the Klan is still out there.
Yeah.
And they're on the rise and have lots of membership. So that's gross.
I mean, this even happens in Baltimore City sometimes, So
I know.
It's crazy.
It's terrifying. So meanwhile, over in the West Bank.
Yes, Israeli security forces discovered and destroyed in a controlled detonation a bomb planted at Joseph's tomb in Nablus. The bomb was hidden in a... I'm sorry?
No, it just sometimes Nablus sounds like Annapolis, and I didn't want them to think that Joseph was buried in Annapolis.
Gotcha.
Nablus,
I think
okay.
in Hebrew they call it Shechem.
Okay.
The bomb hidden in a cell phone was discovered during an Israeli security check late on Monday night ahead of a visit by 1,000 Jewish worshippers. Following the destruction of the bomb, the early Tuesday morning pilgrimage took place as planned. As the group was leaving the site, Palestinian protesters threw rocks at the buses as well as the soldiers guarding them. No injuries were reported, but the buses were damaged. Joseph's tomb is holy to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Israeli Jews must receive special permission to visit the purported burial site of the Jewish patriarch. The visits must be coordinated with the Israel Defense Forces.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a really hard place to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So which begs the question, how did somebody leave a bomb in a cell phone?
Yeah. Well,
who did that?
Well, it just shows you how good they are about, doing their sweeps.
Yeah, thank God.
The Israelis, they watch them. They watch things and they know what they're doing.
They do.
Unfortunately, they've had to
their
learn the hard
expertise.
way.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, in some good health news, then.
Regulators in the United States have approved a drug for women with advanced breast cancer caused by the BRCA gene mutation, which disproportionately affects Ashkenazic Jewish women. The FDA approved AstraZeneca PLC's Lynparza for patients with inherited BRCA gene mutations who have undergone chemotherapy, according to the FDA. The approval was announced on Friday. The drug has been on the market since 2014 for ovarian cancer and recently has been approved to treat breast cancer. It is the first time any drug has been approved to treat certain patients with metastatic breast cancer. That's a hard word to say.
This whole thing's hard. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Who have a BRCA gene mutation. Approximately 20 to 25% of patients with hereditary breast cancers and up to 10% of patients with any type of breast cancer have a BRCA mutation.
Scary. That's good news, but I am terrified of cancer.
Oh, scary stuff.
It's scary. I'm so scared. It's like my nightmare. So if you're just joining us, this is Jay Moore's Need to Know on Facebook Live. Share, like, and follow at hashtag Jay Moore Need to Know. Let's move on to the world of entertainment, such as it is anymore.
Well, Lebanese movie theaters have been banned from screening the film The Post, due to director Steven Spielberg's ties to Israel. Lebanon Censorship Board made the decision based on a Boycott Israel list, which Spielberg appears on since he shot some scenes from his film Schindler's List in Jerusalem. The decision, made hours before the screening was scheduled to start in Beirut, could be still overturned by the country's Minister of Interior and Municipalities, according to The Hollywood Reporter. The film is about the Washington Post pursuit and publishing of the Pentagon Papers, and it opened on Thursday in Israel. In June, Lebanon's Interior Ministry banned the film Wonder Woman from its theaters because a movie star Gal Gadot is Israeli and served in Israel Defense Forces.
We love her, and that didn't do the movie any harm, by the way. So take that, Lebanon.
No. Lebanon, that shows them. Lebanon technically is officially at war with Israel, of course, and bans Israeli products. Lebanese citizens are not allowed to travel or have contact with Israeli citizens.
So did you see the movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
see it.
Fantastic.
And
I am not a Spielberg fan. I'm not a Hanks fan. And like Meryl Streep, all right, already. We know you're awesome. Like you're always awesome. Just stop being so amazingly awesome. But the movie was fantastic. It's inspirational. It's also very frustrating because they got a lot accomplished and taken care of in that Nixon White House. And, we can't seem to get the same thing sort of started. So that's frustrating. And, free speech, freedom of press. Hey, it's there for a reason. There's a president, the Supreme Court president. Hey, how about that? Yeah. So anyway, in more sexual assault fallout news.
Yes, the star of Call Me By Your Name has announced he is giving his entire salary for appearing in Woody Allen's next film to charity, according to the BBC. I don't want to profit from my work on this film, wrote Timothy Chalamet on Instagram. The 22-year-old actor is one of a number of actors who have distanced themselves from Allen over historic accusations that he molested his adopted daughter. Allen, 82, has repeatedly denied the claims and has never been prosecuted. Chalamet worked with Allen last year on the director's forthcoming film A Rainy Day in New York. Jude Law, Selena Gomez, Elle Fanning, and Rebecca Hall also have roles in the Amazon Studios production, which is scheduled for release later this year. Last week, Hall said she now regrets her decision to appear in the film, adding that she had donated her salary to the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund.
All right. I mean, I know we can get all into the whole Woody Allen discussion again, and I don't know where to stand on any of these arguments. And like I've said multiple times, I side with the women. I always side with the women. Right. But those allegations are 30-something years old. There were investigations done. Nobody ever found any evidence, and it was in the middle of a very ugly divorce situation.
Right.
So there's that. There's also multiple people have been making movies with Woody Allen every year since then.
Right.
So I do.
Some of the biggest stars in the world.
Right. And like we argued when Wonder Wheel came out, is there's artistic genius enough to go see those movies without bringing in all of this. But we're bringing in all of this now with the current allegations on everyone else. So there's this whole thing.
Well, that's the culture we're living in now, where if an allegation is made in the media, then it's
and now it's real. But it's starting to feel a bit like a witch hunt in some cases. I mean, I'm not like a Woody Allen apologizer. I'm not. But again, like, we don't know really what happened there. And I will say,
well, we know he was found innocent.
Yeah.
By the investigations.
We do know that, actually. Right. But also then you have the irony of this whole next round of stuff coming out from Ronan Farrow, another one of his sort of children. So,
there's a lot of sort of children.
He has a lot of sort of children. So like,
children.
There's irony there, or is that for a reason? I mean, good for Timothée Chalamet. I think he's getting huge reviews, rave reviews, and Call Me by Your Name, which is supposed to be one of the best movies of the year. I haven't seen it yet. And good for him for donating. I mean, yes, that's the actor's prerogative. Let's start all donating to the right causes, and don't take a salary at all. Right. I don't know, but you did make a movie with someone whose allegations were from 3 decades ago.
Right.
So that's all. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's getting to be very messy stuff.
It's very messy, and I can't even figure out anymore what I feel about any of it. I'm so confused. I don't know. I can't come out on this show and say I like anyone. A couple weeks ago, we were liking James Franco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gosh.
I can't say anything about Aziz Ansari. Like, there's nobody else we can come out and support.
There's the line.
So, closer to home, a lot of people know about this already, but it does bear repeating because it affects many of us.
Yep, Merriweather's roof has collapsed. The roof of the Frank Gehry designed Merriweather Post Pavilion collapsed on January 13th. The roof was in the process of being lifted as part of a 5-year renovation project. Seth Hurwitz, chairman of IMP and operator of Merriweather, released a statement on Twitter. The winds of fate prevailed and decided that instead of simply raising the roof, we should go ahead and just build the new one.
Yeah,
Very
go
poetic
ahead.
Statement.
Raise that roof.
Tweet. Nobody was hurt. That is, of course, the most important thing. Second most, yes, everything will be ready for a season opening.
Thank goodness, because we don't want a summer without Merriweather concerts.
Right.
You know, they celebrated their 50th anniversary this year, so big times over there at Merriweather. All right, let's do a J phrase of the day.
Okay. The J phrase of the day is Chaim Yankel. It's a Yiddish term. And what does it mean? It means a country bumpkin or any Tom, Dick, or Harry. Usage, look, any Chaim Yankel can run for office, but it takes a genius to run a country.
Or does it? So don't be a Chaim Yankel, everyone. That's going to be it for us today. Remember to join us here Tuesdays at 12:30 for your Need to Know News Roundup. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and follow at #JMoreNeedToKnow, and go to jmoreliving.com for more news updates. Watch out for that bad weather. It might be coming tonight. Be careful, and have a great week.
Have a good one.